All right, we have some exciting times right now. We have Bitcoin at its all-time high. It's a couple of dollars, I think, under by value, but by market cap, it has crossed it. And it took us a couple of years to get back here. But you must admit, if you're watching this video right now, you're ahead of the curve. Where last time, if Bitcoin was at 68K, you were the last person on the train. And so we're going to explore today, how far does Bitcoin really have to go? And do these altcoins have 1000x, 100x, or 10x potential still in them? And I wanted to start with this tweet by Elio Trades. He says, it's insane that Matic, that's Polygon, went 300x, meaning you put $1,000 in and you get $300,000 out, but only after Bitcoin broke its all-time high last run. Now that means the all-time high was $17,500. So once it broke $17,500 here, which is the equivalent of us breaking $69,000 here, Matic, an altcoin, which is now a top 20 token, had a 300x to go. But this is the stuff you've probably seen this on Twitter. This is the search volume for Bitcoin. You can see in 2021 at the all-time high of the Bitcoin price, you also had an all-time high search volume worldwide for the word Bitcoin. But have a look now, even through the bear market, it's sustained at about 1/5 of that volume, and it's only just doubled. It's only at a 43 rating right now, so it's doubled the bear market, but still nowhere near what we had last cycle, even though the price is the same. Also, crypto, this is actually YouTube search. So this is the 2017 bull run here. This is the 2021 bull run here. And you can see it didn't, this was the interesting thing, the YouTube searches didn't really drop that much. It halved for the word crypto. And now it's starting to rally back up again. So it's almost doubled. But once again, we're smashing through an all-time high in Bitcoin. So I want to show you 3 interesting indicators that will show that we are at the top of the market and we can get those gains out. The first one, it's a funny one. This one is Pepsi replying to Budweiser back in 2021. This is probably the peak. I think about the 20th of December, about the 15th of December was the peak of that market. And they're right there in that week. Speaking like absolute degenerates. These are Fortune 500 brands. Budweiser wrote, "Welcome brand friend, wag me." And then Pepsi said, "Thanks friend, wag me with a rocket ship." One of the indicators, okay, once we see these Fortune 500 companies acting like absolute degenerates, be careful. But another indicator which I thought was really interesting, and we sort of looked at it with the Google Trends, is we got Jinwoo Jang, who tweeted about the new weekly YouTube views of influencers videos. So these are the top influencers on YouTube, the top crypto influencers, not the favorite influencers, but the biggest ones by, at least by volume. Unless I'm in here, there's 11 others in there. But you can see during the bull cycle here, they had over 10 million YouTube views every week. And then once the price of Bitcoin came down, it's just sustained and it's pretty much equal during this bear market as it is right now. I've actually overlaid the price of Bitcoin here for you. In the yellow, you can see the views match Bitcoin here, but then all of a sudden, Bitcoin absolutely rallies and the views are not here yet. The mainstream has not followed. And this strategy here might be one of the best ways to know exactly when the mainstream is here. So this is crypto apps ranking on the App Store in the US. This is for Coinbase, probably the biggest provider of crypto for the mainstream. You can see we've been tracking it here since 2023. It's been about the 300th most downloaded app in the store. And then it fell off, it got down to about 500. This is a bit of a quiet month. And you can see recently with the rise of Bitcoin and, the message gets diffused out there. Wow, Bitcoin, what the hell? Are you guys doing crypto this year? No, I think it's going to go down. Everyone's having these conversations and then everyone's slowly getting back into crypto. It's currently ranked 155 in the US on the App Store. And if you have a look at this here, I've actually overlaid it into the Bitcoin price. This red line is December 2017 when Coinbase hit the #1 spot on the App Store, and you can see it almost lines up perfectly with the all-time high. May 10th, once again, Coinbase hit #1 on the App Store, and it almost lines up perfectly, or not quite, with that first all-time high peak here, just before it absolutely drop off, and just before you absolutely drop off. If you sold at these points, you would have been doing very well. Now, you can see this is the current price of Bitcoin, but the Coinbase app is 155. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on that ranking of the Coinbase app. However, I want to end with this, and this is a very intriguing thought. This time is different. I know everyone says, oh, it's never different. You invest in the S&P 500, it's never different. And I'm like, maybe this time it is different. Why? because this is the Bitcoin ETF. This is allowing a bunch of people in the US to be able to invest very simply through their broker or through their app into Bitcoin using the Bitcoin ETF. And the volume is unreal. They just did $5.5 billion in one day. The record day is almost $8 billion of volume. And you can see BlackRock are processing 2.4 billion, Grayscale 1.5 billion a day. And the crazy thing about this, as Michael Saylor says, is there has never been an ETF for an asset that is truly scarce, because Bitcoin, you can't make more. When you have a gold ETF, for example, and everyone buys it and the price of gold goes up, people go out and mine more gold and therefore will bring the price back down. This is the first time ever that you have a truly scarce asset as an ETF, and the volume is breaking every single record. So we're like, okay, that actually makes it a little bit different to these times, because Bitcoin seems to be the music for all the other altcoins out there, meaning as Bitcoin's going up, all the other altcoins are playing. As soon as Bitcoin stops or starts dropping, everyone panics in the altcoins and gets the hell out. Not only is Bitcoin scarce, it's about to become more scarce, because as you probably know, the halving is about 45 days away. And the halving, they say there's a pre-halving run, which we're a part of right now in this blue box here. And then it seems to level out, at least historically. They say there's a reaccumulation phase, and then the true parabolic upside comes out here. This marks up to probably about $130,000 per Bitcoin on this graph. But remember this, there are going to be half as many Bitcoins available, and this ETF volume is absolutely unreal. So even once the mainstream sort of makes it into crypto, and Coinbase is the #1 app that's downloaded, if the ETF keeps providing liquidity and keeps providing propulsion for that top Bitcoin coin to actually move and provide that music to the altcoins, we could be entering something that we haven't actually seen before. If you have an indicator that you're using, waiting for the top, comment it down below and I'll have a look through.